So I'm going to summarize what's going on between the conversation concerning ADDI, Dr. Aikana, GoBlack2Africa, a content creator, and celebrity content creator O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's kind of like a celebrity amongst Black YouTube, right? So I'm going to summarize that and talk about what has happened now. Interestingly, Dr. Aikana called GoBlack2Africa and Kenganda Sambos, right? She believes that they are trying to prevent Black people, racially Black people, or ethnically Black Americans from going to Africa, visiting to Africa, or having an attachment to Mama Africa, right? That's what she said, not verbatim, right? I encourage you to look at videos from these people concerning this situation. But this is off topic. This is just to answer a question that I heard Kenganda ask in his video today. He was having a sip and he said out loud to the audience, "Why do you get hot when you drink?" That's not verbatim, but pretty much a hot flash can occur when we drink, right? And that hot flash occurs because of vasodilation. Some people call it vasodilation, but vasodilation, meaning the blood vessels open up wider. And when that mechanism of action occurs, we feel heat at the surface level of the skin. And then there's some following things that occur, but just to answer that hot flash part. And some of our faces blush. Clearly, our faces redden up with a blush because of the vasodilation, right? Similarly, concerning heat and vasodilation, right? If you were to get an injury of a muscle or a joint, it would get possibly red, swell up. You might feel heat in the area. Vasodilation is occurring, right? Other things happen too, but just to answer that question, just a little thing there. And again, has nothing to do with the summary, but I think Dr. Aikana would be able to answer that, right? She's a doctor. And you know what? Although Kenganda asked the question out loud, I think that if he were to just sit down and think about it, really, he's graduated medical school. He probably knows the answer. So I'm not trying to check him medically. I just think other people might want to know the answer. So the summary follows. What's up, ladies and gents? Thank you so much for stopping by Social Nerds here. I want to talk about what I've been seeing across my timeline. I watch a lot of news, international news, local news, United States news, African news, Asian news. I watch a lot of news. I watch a lot of different content, maybe not all the time, but periodically dipping in and out of what's going on. I am familiar with Dr. Aikana. I did a video about her 3 months ago, but I've always been familiar with her for a good while now. I mean, I know she has a history of being ambassador for the AU, and I know that there was some questions about the use of funds, money. I know that she resigned or was fired, I don't know which one, from the AU, but I'm not sure of all the facts, if she actually embezzled, misappropriated, or what happened with those funds. But she did speak on it, so I encourage you to watch any videos by Dr. Aikana that might clear up any thoughts about that, because I'm not going to try to clear it up here. I'm going to talk about the fact that there is an issue going on, and there are two specific content creators that she actually mentioned and called out. Now, I had seen already a video come through my recommended videos by GoBlack2Africa. And I had seen his content before in the past, right? So I watch it. And then I watch a little bit more of his recent videos, right? She also mentioned Kenganda by name. She said Kengande, but I think it's Kenganda, the correct pronunciation. And she mentioned O'Shea Duke Jackson by name. That, when she mentioned these people by name, it pulled me in further. So just a little bit of background. And I'm familiar with the ADDI organization. No, I am not a member. When I did my video about Dr. Arikana 3 months ago, it was just me talking about the fact that she benefited from Black American, ethnically Black American institution. She went to a historically Black college, Fisk University. So she has benefited from American society and structure, right? She went on to be a doctor, successful, has children. They are probably American citizens if they were born here in America, right? I don't know if she's a citizen. I've not seen written anywhere that Dr. Aikana is an American citizen. But with that said, my video 3 months ago wasn't about what is going on now, because this wasn't going on now, right? I'm over there on TikTok a lot, and over the years, I've seen, in my opinion, for some reason, racially Black people that have immigrated here or have an immigrant connection in abroad concentrate on ethnically Black Americans, throw flame and venom and complain about us centering ourselves, but yet they center us. We're Americans. Many of them don't even like the fact that we embrace the country we're from. We're Americans, right? So all this keeps me in this loop of stuff. I've been doing videos about Africa for a couple of years or more now, because the mirror gets to be shown right back to you when you talk poorly and badly about the group I belong to, right? It is what it is. It's people, we're making content about this stuff. So, of course, this was interesting to me when I learned that Dr. Aikana, who's been questioned about financial handlings in the past concerning the African Union and her position as ambassador, of course, this got my eye and ear. That gentleman, GoBlack2Africa, had people on his channel, and I got a chance to watch it. Those people were telling him that Dr. Aikana's organization, ADDI, scammed them, pretended that they could get citizenship to Burkina Faso. They paid for this membership and fees and stuff, and expected a membership. They paid for their membership and these fees and expected citizenship from Burkina Faso. According to them, that's what was promised. That is not what happened. And GoBlack2Africa had these people on there, a social worker, a magistrate, and I'm not sure what the other lady was, but they shared their experiences and their thought processes. The social worker is glad to be there, sold everything, she can disregard kind of what is being called a scam. She's helping Burkina Bay people, and she's happy about that. She doesn't know what the future will hold as far as being there in what I call a Black savior to an African nations. Many ethnically Black Americans are emotional still about Africa and our predominant African DNA, and they want to be attached to Africa or some African nation. The magistrate that was on GoBlack2Africa acknowledges the misleading outcome, but he kind of takes accountability for allowing himself to be misled. Lack of better words, I don't really, this isn't verbatim. I encourage you to go to the channel GoBlack2Africa and view what's going on as far as the videos he's made. Another lady straight up just was like, we were scammed, and she didn't like it, which I can definitely understand that. Now, interestingly, again, Dr. Aikana specifically said that she was sent these videos, GoBlack2Africa and Kenganda, which features O'Shea Duke Jackson, right? She mentioned him by name as well. Now, GoBlack2Africa, I'm not sure what his ethnicity is. A video I watched, he said that he was born in Africa. Dr. Aikana said that he lives in Africa, right? And that he's trying to discourage ethnically Black Americans to go to Africa. So it's like pinpointing our group, ethnically Black Americans. Somehow we're the focus point of the conversation. And I think it's because there's probably a lot of us that bought into this thing that they're doing over there. Now, she acknowledges that at first citizenship was the goal and what was said would be given. But the Parliament of Burkina Faso doesn't want to do that. residency is on the table. I don't know, maybe these black people that want citizenship in Burkina Faso should consider somewhere like Benin, who's also offering citizenship. I did a video about that a little bit ago. But I think part of the problem is a lot of people cannot afford to be scammed emotionally or financially, right? It takes money. And you also need to have a skill, in my opinion, a marketable skill to people that are there and abroad. And that's another subject, but GoBlack2Africa. I'm not sure what his ethnicity is. He was born in Africa. I'm not sure if his parents are American or what, but he talks about being in the military. I know in the USA, people could join the military to help propel them towards citizenship. I'm not really sure about this guy, but I did watch more videos of recent times from him because I don't watch his videos all the time. I saw a video not only about this Arikana thing and him rebuttaling her even more, offering expertise concerning travel websites, military strategy, and what's going. Just there was a lot, and I get it because my dad was in the military. I have uncles that were in the military. I've even had a couple of aunts that were in the military. That kind of, in some parts of my family, spanning different years, have used military to kind of catapult themselves into other successes. But with that said, it is interesting that they're going at it or having this disagreement. I saw a video of GoBlack2Africa with his son. His son's going to Africa. And I kind of think GoBlack2Africa sound a little black manosphere-ish, Negro manosphere and black manosphere, those group of guys. There's a whole umbrella of them that are kind of dispersing and pivoting. And that's another story, but he sound a bit like them with the verbiage when talking about his son and dating possibilities, as well as he uses the terminology most high. So I'm not really sure if he's like black Hebrew Israelite. I don't know. But he's an interesting guy, and he seems to be, experienced in what he talks about. That's I'll leave it at that with him. But when I mentioned black manosphere or Negro manosphere type stuff, this definitely pulls you back to the fact that old Shay Duke Jackson Kenganda is involved in this. If you all ever heard of this Negro manosphere, black manosphere umbrella of men, that's a whole nother video. It is an interesting group of black males out of America. Many of them are ethnically black American. Some are other stuff. There's a lot to these guys. And what stands out is they are extremely, many of them, disgruntled in a way that is seen by many of us as antisocial, right? I had a cousin that once upon a time watched the stuff from the Negro black manosphere, and luckily once he was able to just start achieving and reaching his own goals, right? He was able to kind of decipher some things about that umbrella of people. And that old Shay Duke Jackson is a huge person within that group of males, black males, a huge person, right? A huge person in this black Negro manosphere. A lot of black males that create content probably fall under having been within that organization, the black Negro manosphere. So that is what it is. I think that it's important to know what's going on, right? And if people are getting scammed, I think that's awful, because a lot of ethnically black Americans still are mesmerized by the fact that we have an ancestry connected to a continent that we don't know anything about, that we've not experienced, just our whole story is quite unique. When in actuality, Africans don't see ethically Black Americans as anything special, right? Other than to create content for or against us, right? It just is what it is. Many of them. And we shall see what happens with this situation concerning O'Shea Duke Jackson, Dr. Arikana, and Go Black to Africa. I'm not sure that Go Black to Africa will continue to make content about this subject. I can kind of see where O'Shea Duke Jackson might say some more stuff about this, but maybe it's over with now that people have heard, those of you that have heard both sides of their argument, right? Be really careful with your money. Do not take third-party plans to become a citizen of an African nation under any circumstances, right? It's just not a smart thing to do. Social Nurse, thanks for stopping by.